Consolidating the wins. Lessons from Niseko. Hey, my name's Tom Rolley from Graduate Medicine, coming to you live from Niseko, Hokkaido, Japan, over here for the AMPT conference, and that begins in a couple of days over in Rizutsu. It's about a half hour away, but what I wanted to share with you is some interesting observations that two of my kids wanted to swap to snowboarding. One, because all of his friends are snowboarders. One, because her boots just felt bad. She just like, the ski boots, no good. I want to do snowboarding. So both my daughter and my younger son, Hamish, swapped over to snowboarding. And first day here, they essentially had a very similar experience up until one point. So they're both heel sliding down the hill. And I was like, look, you guys have got to learn to toe slide. And they both did it. And then they started linking the turns. And then something interesting happened. Pip and my wife went home. Hamish went on and did like 12 to 15 loops of the family run. Just loop after loop after loop after loop, then came home. Now, we didn't finish until like maybe 6:30, 6:45, so let's call it 6:30, and Pip was back at 4:30. Now, this small difference meant that today, when the conditions were significantly worse, the whole mountain kind of got too hot and then froze. It's like, I flew all the way here to have conditions that are extremely similar to Australia. It's pretty funny. It's like an ice block up there. It's just like gigantic ice block. Like, man, this sucks. But it's snowing right now, which is really good. But Hamish, those 15 laps, like he's like linking turns. He could do a lot more. Pip, unfortunately, it fell away. So the lesson here is that when the inspiration hits, when the breakthrough happens to consolidate that win over and over and over, rep, and the difference between those two experiences was quite palpable. 2 days in, Hamish can snowboard. 2 days in, Pip's struggling. And it's just because of that extra 2 hours. So be really aware when you have a breakthrough in your life, you need to consolidate that. How do you consolidate that? I don't know. In this case, it was just like doing more reps. And we're going to run into this in general practice. You see, we are moving out of the old game of the government pays, where people are expecting bulk bills. And we are now entering into a game of, well, this is business. This is business where it's going to get more competitive and it's going to get interesting in terms of people willing to pay more for more service. Right now, we have had a system that has very little differentiation between quality of service. Essentially, the bulk billing meant that even if you're a bad GP or a good GP or a great GP, fantastic GP, terrible GP, you all largely got paid the same. But in this new world where we're entering into private billing, there will be the potential for some people to charge a whole lot more. Why? Because some people in the population will pay for quality care, particularly to avoid difficulties that can come later on. The complications of diabetes, avoiding strokes and heart attacks, dementia, cancer. If these can be delivered at a higher level, then some people will pay a whole lot more. This is also predicted in a very interesting book called Sovereign Individual. Now, you don't have to read the book, but essentially it says that the game changes as we enter into the internet age. Now, we are probably 30 years in, and we're perhaps just beginning to see the chances come through, or the changes come through, not the chances, the changes come through, and the chance for some doctors to make a lot more money. Why? Because they are simply providing a far higher standard of care, and the ability to differentiate your standard of care will become a critical factor. All right, that's all I got for you. I'm going to head back and have some spaghetti bolognese before we head out for some fresh snow tomorrow morning. See you next time.